I think as far as Iran and the US go, there's a short term we can relax. In the long term, I think we have to be more worried. Iran does seem to have calibrated its response to US actions quite effectively, so enough to have a response, but not enough to make the US hit back hard. And of course, the US is a lot stronger than Iran, so Iran has no interest in escalating that conflict to a strict military level. But in the long run, I mean, Iran is still pushing towards nuclear bomb in the same way as North Korea. They can get there, and it's going to be tough to stop them in a confrontational way. So without negotiations, I see that conflict simmering for now, but probably boiling over in the future.
What do you think it means for US policy in the Middle East, which has been a little bit confused of late?
It has been. I mean, the US has been running policy, I mean, primarily in relation to Saudi Arabia and using Saudi Arabia as a proxy to achieve its outcomes in the region. I mean, I think overall, the US withdrawal of big interventions in the Middle East is probably set to continue. That's opening space for countries like Russia and increasingly China to get more involved in the region.
Oil prices, of course, it's been a topsy-turvy week on that asset class, and gold as well. We were just showing you some of the price action at the start of the show. There wasn't a big oil shock when it came to, of course, these attacks and the retaliation. Yes, we saw Brent jump above $70. What do you estimate as the outlook then for oil as we progress over 2020 if the status quo holds when it comes to the Middle East?
Yeah, I mean, at the EIU, we've knocked up our oil price forecast just by $1 a barrel for 2020. We think there'll be a bit of elevated price through Q1 as a result of geopolitics, but then things settling back to the kind of norm that we have of oil being kind of between $60 and $70 a barrel. And it's really driven by supply. And we had the attacks on the Saudi Aramco refinery a few months ago. We've had these Iran issues this week, and oil, as you said, has not moved all that much. And it really speaks to slowing demand in the US, slowing demand growth in the US and China, and a really strong supply situation, plenty of spare capacity.
What's your outlook then on the demand front when it comes to oil over 2020? Because we had the World Bank this week downgrade its expectations for global growth. Do you think that growth is going to hold up over 2020?
So our forecast for global growth next year is 2.4%. So that's a tiny bit higher than this year's 2.3%. But most of that, the economies that are increasing their growth next year are often the less developed ones that are a bit less energy intensive. So the big consumers, US and China, we see both of those economies slowing down. So I think oil demand will rise, but it's going to be a pretty subdued pace.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.